Hey, I'm Linda.
And I'm Dan, and this is What is Music?
Dan, do you like a good groove?
I do, actually. I think rhythm is so important to what I like about music. Maybe even more important than melody, actually.
I'm the same. I'm all about the rhythm a lot of the time. I love this idea of us having a heartbeat, having a pulse, people having a cadence to the way that they walk and they talk in everyday life.
Yeah, I think rhythm is really intrinsically human, actually. And that's why this whole episode is about why we love a good beat.
I went to the MARCS Institute to find out how our brains react to a beat.
One of the main functions of the MARCS Institute for Brain, Behaviour and Development at Western Sydney Uni is to study how music and dance communicate universally.
If you think about music generally, it's a time-based art form, and rhythm is the patterning of time, and beat is something by which rhythmic durations can be measured. We like a good beat for 3 reasons. One is it makes us move, almost literally. Secondly, a good beat is predictable, and the brain likes that. The brain is a rhythm-generating machine in some sense. It can lock onto the regularity of a good beat. And the third reason is that one of the key systems in the brain for processing the beat is involved also in regulating the sense of reward and motivation.
To see how my body reacts to beats, I'm going to be tested by Peter's students Tomas and Claire.
Okay, so tell me, what is happening?
So we're going to do an EEG experiment with you.
EEG measures the electrical activity in the brain, and we're about to measure my huge noggin.
It's going to be a small one.
It's a small one.
Perhaps it's just my ego that's huge.
It is quite natural for humans to perceive beat in music. We often synchronize to just by tapping our foot or bobbing our head.
So do you want me to do that or?
I want you to try to focus on the beat as if you were sort of dancing to music, but at the same time, try not to move with the music.
I want to put a cool wig on now.
So I'm about to be played 3 different tracks, and I have to sit really still and stare at this little dot for the next half hour.
Everything all right there?
Great.
Okay.
The body reacts to the beat because the brain regions and the brain systems, in fact, that are activated the beat follow 2 pathways. So, of course, we're processing sound. The auditory sensory system is activated, but this is very closely linked in humans to the movement system, the motor system of the brain. Therefore, when we hear a rhythmic beat, it can also harness or call into activation the movement system of the brain and trigger movement.
At this point, I want to move so badly, but I can't, and we're only halfway through because science likes to take its sweet time.
Our bodies, and in fact brains, recognize beat through a phenomenon that's referred to as entrainment. It's been observed in biological species, fireflies synchronizing frogs and crickets, but they don't change their tempo or the rate at which they are producing a beat at will. Whereas humans are able to do this, we're able to get faster, get slower, double the tempo, halve the tempo. I think that makes us special in terms of our beat-keeping capacities.
Score 1 for the humans. We are beat machines. Now, fast forward a couple of weeks, let's see how my brain did.
Hi, Linda. This is Dr. Keller.
Hello.
Hi, your test results are in.
Okay.
Good news is your brain locks onto the musical beat.
Yay!
So we prepared this little figure where we plotted your brain activity. So in Daft Punk, large numbers of neurons become synchronized at this particular frequency. We get such a nice, strong response.
When the Daft Punk song came on, I knew it, so I was dancing to it in my head.
And the picture is a little bit different for the other 2 pieces.
This broken beat track from the 90s.
Yeah.
The rhythm there was complex. Most people have difficulties to actually find the beat and synchronize to it because it's not very prominent in the rhythm, in the actual music.
But Linda actually did find the beat, but it's not as strong as the Daft Punk.
Because that sounded more complex to me, I found myself paying attention heaps more to find the beat.
But when you then look at the very right, that track, there was a very clear beat. So we would expect that your brain tracks this pretty well, but I don't know what happened there.
Your brain wasn't interested in that one for some reason. It's a mystery.
That one, to me, felt kind of like an easy beat, so I didn't pay attention that much. So maybe that's what it was. Rank my brain. What was it like? Was it good at locking into the beat? Did it work?
I think your brain is pretty high.
Yeah.
It's a very nice response. Congratulations.
All right, see you guys.
Okay, see ya. Bye-bye.
I was having to sit so still and stare at one spot on a screen. It was so hard.
But you can still see that your brain is locking onto the rhythm too.
Yeah, for me, in terms of the songs that I didn't know so much, it was actually where my brain was paying way more attention. So essentially the lesson for me was that you can train your brain to lock onto rhythms.
I mean, just moving away from the science for a moment. I mean, I've been a musician for a while. I can count and play in pretty complicated, rhythms and time signatures, but I've never really been able to articulate that to my body, I guess.
Do you mean dancing?
Yeah, dancing.
Do you want to do a dance class with me?
No.
5, 6, 7, and double, double, single, single, double, double.
So why do you think that everybody should dance?
I think everyone should dance because it's a lot more fun than running. Yeah.
And so what's special about rhythm?
We have a natural inclination to rhythm that even if someone's like, oh, I can't dance, I have no rhythm, and some people don't, but it can still help to organise a pace of something. It's something that we can all feel. So you want to think about both your foot going out and your arm going out, and then they're crossing over. So out, cross, out, in and out, cross, side. For me, the different types of music that I've listened to or engaged to have also played quite a big part in identity and things that I felt like I've related to. I remember listening to punk when I was like a teenager and feeling angsty, but also too listening to like a lot of MWA and Dr. Dre and hip hop. The most instant connection was taping songs off the radio and then making up dances to them, or taping songs from the television and then learning the movements. Mostly watching the lines that they would make with their body and what they were using, what objects they were dancing with, and I guess this kind of like spurred a greater trajectory into it. But I mean, most of the time when I'm making dance now, the sound or the music will support what it is that I'm making rather than the other way around. Next song? Easy. So now that you guys have mastered the slower, we're going to move on to a slightly faster song. And this song I chose because of the lyricism in it, and I guess we're kind of moving through the lyricism of the rapping, but also too doing a lot of repetitive grooves. So similar movement to what we were doing before, but we're just going to try and shortcut it in a couple of ways. Yeah?
I like shortcuts.
So do I.
I'll be getting
And
to the
one,
money.
one and double.
Everybody mad.
Boom and
Think I'm getting too much
slow,
money.
ha, and slow.
Everybody
ha.
mad.
1, 2, 3, 4, and boom,
Same
boom,
old
slide,
from the
boom,
block.
boom, slide.
Same old with the pop. The same old for the trap. Everybody
I did that before. And so what does dance mean to you?
It is so many things. My career and something that I enjoy very, very much. But usually the definition that I give to somebody else is the organisation of time and space and my autonomy over that. So when I'm telling you how to dance, we'll be organising time or timing and the space that we're in.
So time traveling.
Pretty much, yeah.
So how did that feel?
Yeah, actually surprisingly good. But you know what? The next morning I woke up and I sort of found myself still moving in the same way, still thinking about the moves.
You were going through it.
Yeah.
That's totally a dancer's thing.
Because you've been a dancer for ages, right?
Yeah, I was quite hardcore with dancing from the time I was about 9 until about 21, 22. And even now I dip in and out of classes. I love it.
I mean, I think that kind of experience helps you, articulating the rhythm to your body. You know what you're doing.
You got to practice, Dan. Are you going to come back and do another class with me?
Sure.
Well, it's clear our brains love a good beat. It locks onto it, it helps your body move along, and how well you move is then up to you. If your feet are still tapping, tap on one of our other episodes with answers to all of your burning musical questions.